Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yeah. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How's it going? GM and happy Friday to everyone on the YouTube side of things, my One Step at a Time family, and GM and happy Friday to everyone on TT, Crypto Twitter. This is the Chimp Chronicles stream. Um, a couple of things to note today has been very active, but as always, we got to start with good vibes. So here we are in the chippers.com page, sipping a little coffee. Get the juices flowing, you know what I'm saying? How's your week so far? How's your week so far? Comment, share, like, all of that is appreciated. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'll suggest you guys just stick through it. There you go. All right, we gotta go beat Gordon. Gordon, we gotta go beat him. Start. As always, we choose our Y Sensei, Master Chimpo. I'm ready. There we go. Baseball. Hold that. Hold that. Yeah, how's your day so far? Has it been productive? Has it been a chill day? Like, what's the vibe? Oh, alrighty. Gordon comes on. Let's make it It's gonna be hard. Keep going like that. Dang, we're only in six. Remember when you like this, you can use the X button. Unlimited X button. More. Unlimited X button. Hold on. There we go, Gordon. Good job. Notice this right here, basketball. Jump. There you go. And now go beat him up. Every time he laughs, he's coming. Beat him up, 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 beat him up. Beat him up. Remember, if he does that, jump. Oh, it's over. I ran into that. Oh. Yeah, I ran into that, but yeah. Again, this stream is like sort of documentary of my process, but I want to be your source for all things crypto related, life related, in general, everything. I want to be that source for you. So hopefully, I deliver on that mission. But we're gonna get into it, right? Where are we? First and foremost, let's hear what Brian Armstrong has to say. He was interviewed by one of the four besties, Jason Calacanis at Davos. I feel like it's very important, especially for my One Step at a Time family over there at YouTube that still is crypto curious, to kind of understand where we at right now with crypto. And yeah, I'll just let him get to it. And let's see what the bestie got to say. I'm only gonna play a small clip it, but you can also check it out.
The Biden administration really tried to unlawfully kill this industry in America, from my point of view. And Donald J. Trump, you got to give him credit. I mean, he campaigned on this idea of making the United States the crypto capital of the world. He's kept his promises. He's leaned in and tried to get clear rules and regulations passed so that American companies can thrive, American consumers can earn more money on their money. And he understands also it's an important political issue. There's a huge base of, there's like 52 million Americans who've used crypto now.
Right. 52 million, 52 million, 52 million. That's not a small number.
And they want to see clear rules. They want to see this, get better financial services in the United States. It's also, frankly, a global competitiveness issue, right? I mean, China just announced that they're going to pay interest on their central bank digital currency. Some of the largest stablecoin issuers are still offshore. He wants to repatriate that capital and bring it into the U.S.
This is the crazy thing we went through. I was never a fan, calling balls and strikes, of people doing things that weren't buttoned up. Mm-hmm. But I was even less of a fan of the prior administration just not meeting and saying, hey, this is uniquely different. Let's figure out a way to give you a path to do it properly. And so, in our industry, sometimes you have to reinterpret rules. Airbnb, Uber, the biggest success of my investment career, they bent rules too. Crypto bent some rules. Some cases, people broke them and they paid the price. But here we are. Now the rule set is being refined. The most important one, I think, for you is stable coins and your competition with the bank. You have banks as partners, but you're also a competitor to them, yeah?
Well, I'd say it's mostly collaborative. I'd say of the bank CEOs that I've met with here, most of them are actually very into crypto. They're starting to integrate it. I met with one of the top 10 global banks in the world yesterday, and the CEO told me, crypto is my number one priority. We view that this is existential. We're all in. We're going to put all.
Why is it existential for them? Why do you think?
They're seeing, it's like when the internet came around, and you had Amazon competing with Barnes & Noble, or you had blogs competing with New York Times in print, right?
Yes.
And so anytime, there's always change happening in the world, and you can think of it as an opportunity or you can think of it as a threat. And
that's also a key thing to look at, the changes happening. So you can not participate, and then when things really start picking up and then the prices start shooting up, you can have this regret. But even at the price that Bitcoin is at right now, Ethereum, a lot of digital assets, I feel like it's super, super great opportunity still to get into it before, and there's already legislation passed, but before real mass adoption comes in. 52 million Americans use crypto. That's crazy stat that I heard today, and I really wanted to share that with you guys, but let him continue.
Bury your head in the sand and pretend it's not happening. But the reality is that crypto is massive. Something like 500 million people have used it globally. Bitcoin was the best performing asset class of the last decade. The largest financial institutions of the world are now integrating this. And so at this point, I think it's foolish to pretend that this isn't happening. Yeah. And we also, by the way, have the Genius Act for the stablecoin bill is now passed into law. So we're not going to undo that. That is the law of the land. Congress just put that into law.
And it's very important because what David Sachs, my bestie, I think led there was these have to be audited. These have to be above board. We can't have a run on stablecoins, which, let's face it, people anticipated Tether would have at some point. There were lots of fines they got. There was these attestations. People didn't know if they even had the resources they had. And now it's pretty clear you have to keep your assets in treasuries, correct?
That's correct. Under the Genius Act that got passed into law last year, U.S. regulated stablecoins have to have 100% of the assets stored in short-term U.S. treasuries. So something like 30-day treasuries are the max, I believe. So that's pretty much the safest thing you can get.
Sure.
You're basically trusting the United States government is not going to fail in 30 days, which I think is a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I'm going to go safe bet.
Yeah, and I've been making this point as well that banks do something called fractional reserve lending. They actually don't store all your money there. They're lending it out. That's why they have such high regulatory overhead, because there can be a run on the bank. And it gives them a very unique business model. They can basically lend it out. The old joke is like you lend it out at 6%, you pay 3% and you're on the tea time by 3 o'clock or whatever. But that business model is not available to you unless you have a bank license. But in a stablecoin world with 100% reserves, you don't need a bank license for that, and you can give people more money.
Because it's safer. Right.
Yeah.
And we saw this. Silicon Valley Bank essentially had mistimed their allocations with treasuries, I guess. And what happened? They had a run on the bank. Literally, I was in a board meeting, and in the board meeting on, I think it was like a Thursday, and the run happened Thursday afternoon, I get a text like, get your money out of Silicon Valley Bank. I'm in the board meeting. It's on the docket. Like the third thing is to talk about Silicon Valley Bank, and we have 100% of our money in there. 2 of the board members are like, we can't just take all the money out of Silicon Bank. They've been incredible partners for 30 years. I said, how about we take out half so we can make payroll? I insisted.
Yeah.
Literally that night, boom. So the key issue now is your business model. You need to have revenue, and the revenue from these stable coins is paying some interest, and the people who are putting their money in there being able to make some interest on their hard-earned capital. Yeah, that's the sticking point for you?
Yeah, and it's not interest, it's a rewards program. This was carefully negotiated in the Genius Act. And yes, that's our view. I mean, look, in my opinion, it's actually...
What's the difference there? What the reward program, we should think of it like American Express points?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of credit card reward programs, but the difference legally is that rewards can't be based solely on the balance you're holding. The customer has to do some sort of other activity like payments or trading, or they have a subscription to Coinbase One. So when customers do that, we actually pass along about 100% of the economics to them for holding those stable coins with us. And that's a big driver of growth. Now, there's always been this balance between...
So, I mean, this could go on for days, but it's very, very, very eye-opening. You get to learn a lot of things here. But the fact is that crypto is here to stay. And everyone that is not got into it definitely needs to take some time to do some research, to listen to these type of podcasts, because it's here to stay. So I'm not gonna stop tooting that horn. You need to have control over your financial future, and decentralized currency for me is that. Yeah. But yeah, worth a watch. I've made it public too. I love to follow All In Podcast, one of my favorite podcasts to follow. But here we have Brian Armstrong. With some insightful stuff. This is gonna be a quick one because I do gotta leave soon. So let's try to make this one a banger. Let's try to make this one a banger. So let's see what Soup's got to say. Love this, Franklin, at the forefront of Chimpers service. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, but I still had to watch just to make sure. Thank you so much. Was such a smooth process. It really was. It really was. Let's see this real quick. Chimp. So there's a chimp migration going on. I want to inform you guys about it because there's some changes, and I want to point them out real quick. Chimp history, chimp story. Oh, chimp history. No, let's just say chimp story. Ba, 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 ba. Chimp, chimpers, chimpers. And let's put a chimp on the bottom for the sig. For the sig. So today was very eventful. Today was a very eventful day. I wouldn't say that was super productive, but some changes have happened, and I want to point them out to you. So here we are. Um, I guess we can start with this, right? Chimper's contract migration is live. Migration is our new royalty enforced contract is now live. This is a key step towards long-term alignment, ecosystem stability, and unlocking the next phase of Chimps and Rewards. Same chimp, same IDs, same art. And this is important too to note, but something has happened. Stronger foundation going forward, migration is required for. So we've talked about this collector's hub, there's the rewards coming up, right? The reward seasons and future holding benefits. This is going to be a keynote for those that still haven't migrated or are reluctant to migrate. Again, like Zoops, another famous cherry chimp, mentioned, it was really smooth, but it always gets me, and I'm not sure if you guys can resonate with this, but every time I have to move a digital asset from my cold storage over to my hot wallet, it gets me really nervous. It gets me really like I don't know, anxious. Like I gotta triple, double check that it's going through. But it was necessary for the greater good, for the enforced royalties contract, where now the chimps are getting, rightfully so, are getting part of sales every time the sales goes, and they've already committed that that portion of revenue will go back into, you mentioned right now, feeding into the Chimpers treasury, expanding the Chimpers IP, and activations. So that's why it's really important that we all participate in this, right? So as a thank you for early alignment, migrating chimps will receive 1,000 chimpster per NFT during the first week. Um, we can get to the logistics of it another stream, but for now it's really just an overview kind of thing. This is, remember to always follow too. When you're in crypto land, please make sure that you're following links, pressing links from verified accounts that you know are legit. A bad link could end to a drain of your wallet. So just really be careful. This is something to note. This is a card art by Cactus and Lulu, or Cactus, sorry. So you got Master Chimpo. You have the nice 001 in the back. Pretty dope. Love what she did there, like a glitchy kind of view here. You got Chimpy. And you have this portal over here. You have the dojo treasury in the back. And then it says the Chimpers remains on this Chimper remains on the legacy contract. Follow the path to continue the adventure, and then it gives you the migrating link. So right now, the legacy, what we've always known as the Chimpers collection, has now been renamed to the Legacy collection, and this is what you will see when you go to it on OpenSea and all other platforms. You see it grayed out, Chimpers, Legacy, um, still current volume, but this is the cards that you're gonna see. So there's still a lot of Chimpers in this contract. Um, and yeah, so I want to run down real quick what just happened. So I think I what should I do? No, let's go real quick to, um, no, what am I doing? What am I doing? All right, let's go real quick to this one. Now this is the new contract, enforced royalties. Um, at a point it said zero, but I love the fact that the exchanges brought back the original volume. So that way, again, remember when you're going through these collections, you got to make sure there's volume there for there to be legitimate. And we have 26.4K Ethereum, that's volume. Um, so I mean, at one point, the floor was one Ethereum. So I guess gradually, as they're migrating and they want to post them up, I guess the prices will fluctuate. But if you notice here, when I first did it, they were like 139, something like that. And now we see 890 chimps have migrated to this new enforced royalty contract. These were among the first wave, so congratulations to, oops, what I do? Congratulations to all those that participated in the migration. A lot of fire chimps, a wide beard, the flamethrower mouth, shielded wings. Yeah, so you get the gist. This was is always gonna be updating in real time as more and more chimper holders migrate to this new contract. Um, but where are all these chimps going? So they're gonna be locked up in a contract, and it's great that they didn't burn them, but they're gonna be locked up forever. These are gonna be the new, oops, the new collection. You get the same art, the same ID, um, same chimp, right? But in this new enforced royalty one. So this is where I send mines at this contract here. Um, let's look real quick at. Okay, so I see 896 of them. Let's and this only for the Chimpers 5555 collection is not applying to the Genesis. But I can show you real quick the process. Hmm. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Before we go to it,
All right.
the migration.
So when it launched, which was today, I immediately saw that my chimpers had this on, the ones that I hold. This is my chimper 669, but this is what you got. It kind of pushes you to go do it. So they changed the metadata on that real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna let myself carry on. Here we go.
So real quick before we go to it, the legacy chimpers now have changed their metadata and they have this migration call card now. Pretty cool, pretty neat. Um, so they're moving to an enforced royalty contract. So basically what you gotta do is send them to this new contract where they will be locked and then you get minted new ones. So follow me on this journey. Let's do this. So real quick, it says, welcome to migration. Your next Chimpers adventure starts here. Connect your wallet to migrate your Chimpers to our new community aligned contract. You see Chimpy, Octi, Cuddles, Mr. Quack, and Pippi. Connect. Connect my MetaMask. You'll say connect. Okay, so then it gives you.
These are what the chimps look like.
Already saw that. These is how
As,
they look. But
as soon as you send them, new identical ones are minted and drop to your wallet. You will see
select all.
in the transaction you're sending one and you're receiving the identical one. These are the legacy chimpers. It was kind of a bittersweet moment.
Again,
So you will have to do two verifications on that.
you get rewarded 1,000 chimpster for every chimper you migrate.
And if the math is mathing, I'll get around 6,000 chimster. It's really to cover the gas fees and all.
Transaction close. And what else do you have to do?
Wait, no. 3, 6, 7,000 chimster.
And I guess that's it. Oh.
That was a double confirmation. There you get to see I'm sending the legacy chimpers to this new contract
So it was a double
that
confirmation.
they will be locked out forever. And then I will be receiving these new
So
chimpers
you see,
from this new royalty enforced contract. And
These are the new.
it was pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. We were able to join in on a community spaces
Like,
where
stays
we
the
got the
same.
dev quick
Art stays the same.
to kind of like, give us some light on it.
Transaction
But
completed.
great team,
Cool. Close.
great team effort there,
And
and really nice execution. This is gonna unlock a new revenue stream for the Chimpers brand. And as I've experienced all over in my time here, which has been like 2 years, which is crazy to say. See how now these instantly appeared in my wallet?
I sent over the legacy chimps. And
They
this
always
is the
reward the
new-
community. So I feel like this is a very, very good sign for what's to come. I'm really excited about this brand, a small team doing great things.
2026. So far, 109 chimps
I could go on rant.
have been moved to this contract.
Oh, so look,
Still
I got
waiting
in there
for
when it was
this
109.
So
Part of the
this
first
is
wave, baby.
zero
Chimp history or
volume
chimpstery.
for now.
I hope that sticks.
Until they'll
Chimpstery.
start getting listed again. But these are the new contract. Oh, look at that. We already have one for sale.
And that was the
So
first one
we're
for
gonna be part
sale.
of history
Chimp
to buy
5419
the
at one.
first chimper from this new enforced royalties contract.
You will see this change in this video actually go up one number because it's in real time as it goes. Look at that. You see it change. 110 now. Yeah, man. We had a lot of legends participate. So shout out to all those legends. Just want to also make sure that you guys know that this Chimpster reward will be only for the first week. So it started today, so you still got some time. And yeah, I just wanted to highlight that activity today. Felt really good about the participation. And again, it pays to participate. Not only is jumping into Web3 crypto side of things, whatchamacallit, like a sophisticated move for your financial future, but it can also be very fun, especially when you find the right team building on this new landscape that we call Web3. So, I mean, I really, especially for my One Step at a Time family, really encourage you to brush up on this. There's still a lot of time before things go parabolic, but please, be a little curious and figure out things. The best way to figure out things is for you to do it yourself. But yeah, great move. I want to just end this real quick, this little live stream on some, I think, powerful and maybe eye opening things because again, this is also
I was a garbage man.
a it's also a stream, a podcast, whatever you want to call it, for improvement, for self development, for just trying to aim at the best version of yourself. So here we go. Let's see what Denzel Washington has to say.
I was a garbage man, like Troy. Garbage man, you get 3 hours, you get 8 hours worth of work, but you can do it in 3. So you can go home as soon as you finish. Post office, you get 3 hours worth of work and you make it last 8. I did both. I like being a garbage man better. But they weren't bad jobs. It's like, people say, oh, the difficulty of making a movie. I'm like, send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, we're moving over. Get out of here. Your son got shot in the face. That's difficult. Making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift. It's an opportunity. And most importantly, it's a gift. Obviously, everybody here is talented enough to do that. But don't get it twisted. It's just a movie. It ain't that big a deal. I was a garbage.
I love his realness. And yeah, I mean, that's something I carry on, like going through work and stuff like that. When the time comes, if God willing, I will never forget my roots. Like I do my own laundry. Like I see people just dropping stuff off. I cook, I sweep, I clean, I do all that by myself. Like those are stuff that are gonna keep me grounded. And I can't relate to people that complain that live in the United States and have these luxuries. I can't relate to y'all because really there's so much to be grateful for and you have so much opportunity. If you have a phone in your hand that's connected to the internet, you don't know how lucky you are. If you ain't doing shit with that, it's because you don't want to get better. You don't want to create opportunities for yourself. Yeah, just wanted to end that on that note because maybe looking back at it, it might be a little cringeworthy, but I'm out here, I'm participating, and that's what it's all about. Enter the arena, you feel so much better about yourself because you're actually participating in your own future. Guess they call it like manifesting and stuff like that, but really manifesting comes with what you want to do and the action that you do that leads you to get there. So you're thinking of that dream, of that goal, but you're creating systems, you're developing yourself as a person to little by little gain skills, get knowledge that you previously didn't know, and really build up this character that can lead you to that. And that's what it is. And consistency, doing it tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. But yeah, that's my little rant. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I gotta get going because I gotta go to work. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend. For those that tuned in, let's look at how many people tuned in. I really appreciate you guys taking a bit of your time out of the day. It means a lot, that your time is, like I said, your time is valuable. And the fact that you take a little bit of it to come and listen to this guy just talk, I really hope that I deliver in value every single time. Excuse me, I'm not saying I will, but my objective is always to bring some value and, help maybe pivot wherever you're at to something better, of course. But yeah, let's see real quick how many people were there. Oh, 9 people, man. I appreciate every single one of you, for real. It means a lot. Any little support, any likes, any retweets, yeah, any sharing really means a lot and it goes a long way. A little like personal thing. This is my first time paying premium on X. I'm aiming for monetization of this account. So yeah, again, everything will be intentional. I will try just to bring out the best quality content that I can possibly bring out. Again, I'm learning as I go. I'm by no means an expert. So everything that I post also is really talking to myself. When I mean like, yo, you can do better, or like setbacks, like or get it together and stuff like that. I'm really talking to myself, but I hope that in the conversation that I'm having with myself, people get something out of it, some value. But yeah, remember to always keep God front and center. We're nobody without them. This is not the real world. We're all going to the real world. We're just living a earthly experience, but we're going somewhere. So remember to be kind to your neighbors. Everyone is a brother and sister, no matter what color, no matter what height you are, no matter where you're from. Don't let the fucking media try to divide us. We're all human. We're all made in the image of our creator, our father, God. So make sure to keep that center. But yeah, with that being said, wherever you guys are at, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Stay safe. Love. And with that, we end the stream. Let's go, baby.